Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning. We're going to have men's group tonight, I hope. What we're going to have, as many that can come are welcome, 6:30. And yeah, like I talked about last Sunday, we need to probably make quick arrangements for what we will do for a Christmas banquet this year. So be thinking about that. I know Pastor has a few things, but I'm trying to do the LCMC some justice to what we did the other day, and Sherry and I are still working on the paper. It's my fault, and we're going to get there. But one thing I did fail to tell you last Sunday is that Mr. Mark Vandertoig, who had been our service coordinator for 10 years, he has been replaced. He is retired, and Mr. Bill Bradley is going to be taking his place. And like always, I was going to bring the paper along so that I could tell you something about it, but that is at home. I took off real fast this morning. But what I think I'm going to do is they've got Mark on the paper and Bill on the paper. I do know that, so I could put that on the bulletin board, and everybody else, they do better reading it than me explaining it to them. But he seems like a really good guy. He has some positive things, and he wants to kind of take us in a little different direction of trying to be more open to churches and getting more input from us, and or if we have things that we need handled, that he would try to do that. Mark really did a great job for the years that he was there, and the church has really grown, and now we're going to try to maintain. That's the message, I guess. So we will continue to get you the information you need as best we can. Thank you.
Good morning. I also wish to extend a wonderful good morning on this sunny yet chilly day to those that are worshiping with us at home by a live stream from the church. There's a couple of dates that I want to make sure that you're aware of. Obviously, Steve talked about the Bible studies this evening. The 20th music and worship team meets here in the conference room at 6:30. We're discussing Advent and the shape of worship, a little bit about Reformation Sunday, which is next week as well. The 25th, Oktoberfest, I want to first of all, I want to say, please don't miss that. If you enjoy bratwurst and roll and German potato salad, I really want to make sure that you come out and support that. We're adding and we're stressing that if you would like to pick up a meal, or 2 or 3 or 5, we have a lid. Steve might need 5, but I don't know if I need more than 1. But with a lid on the top that you can take home, root beer as well with that meal. If you choose to make a free will offering, you can, and that would go to underwrite the cost of any of the supplies. Also, October 25th is Reformation Sunday. It's really the birthday of the Lutheran Church, and it's the beginning. While it's not exactly on the day, but it's the Sunday that it falls on, Luther begins to articulate with a number of statements that are nailed on the door of the church in Wittenberg, Germany. And it really is the beginning of what will eventually become a Protestant protest, a Protestant church, and eventually it will take the name Lutheran Church. And so next week will be a special day. I want to remind parents, grandparents, that next week is kind of a special day for a children's message, and I'll be wearing a costume that day. So I want to encourage grandmas and grandpas and children, if you are able to come out for that worship, there'll be a special moment for the children. December 20, Wreaths Across America. We are encouraging any family that has a loved one who lays at rest in the cemetery, if they so choose, to perhaps help defray the cost of those wreaths. This year we have 20 wreaths that will be placed on graves in our cemetery. They're $30 a piece, so that's $100. Last year there was quite an outpouring of family as wreaths are placed, and of course this year there will be an additional 20th wreath placed on the grave of Bob Geyer. I'm asking not only Tim and if Dave Cruz decides that he might come, but anyone, whether you're wearing a uniform or not, a veteran would come forward during the time where we say the Pledge of Allegiance. There will be a prayer, and there will also be a reading of the names of those veterans who lay at rest in our cemetery. This is going to be in the bulletin, and I'll be announcing this in subsequent weeks. And there'll be I guess what I would say is, if you are prepared to make an offering for a wreath for a family member, please make sure that that offering gets to Sherry. And I need to talk with you a little bit more about the way that's all going to go. But yeah, and then we will be placing those wreaths, weather permitting, on that Sunday, December 20, right after worship. We will take the wreaths from here on the altar space and take them out to the cemetery. Say this louder.
It's going to take a huge blizzard to keep us from putting them out.
I kind of know that because we're from Iowa, right? The snow has got to be that high, and even then you'd try to get through the... Also, next Friday night, I'm aware that there isn't a whole lot going on in terms of trick-or-treating and community Halloween parties and things. My wife and I, we are putting together bags of candy, particularly for our children, our grandchildren in the congregation. And I want to encourage you to come out. Marissa, help me with, did I say 5 to 7? 5 to 7 on Friday evening. Come out and get some candy, and even, Joe, you can even have some. I'll you know, little one, big ones. Little. And let us see your costumes, okay? Any other announcements or concerns? Oh, I want to say one other thing. The celebration of Bob Geyer's life this past week, for those that were here, it was amazing. And I really want to thank everyone involved. I know that we have people working back here in the audiovisual booth, the gals that worked in serving food and cleaning up afterward. There was so much goodwill, and the stories that were told and the laughter that was shared in this place and downstairs was amazing. We really sent Bob off in a wonderful way, a truly, truly wonderful man of God. Are there any other announcements? Our worship continues. Let us prepare our hearts and our minds as we come before the Lord our God in worship and in prayer.